how I make my saltwater fly fishing leader system. I get questions through the year, and one of the questions I got is, how do I make my saltwater fly fishing leaders? So we're going to briefly run down the knots. You should look up those knots on your own. We're going to talk about the formula a little bit, the length I like to use, and the weight of the line. Please do keep in mind the leaders. This leader system I use is going to be, I only use with floating line. So these leaders are for a floating line. I use a different leader system for sinking line. Here's the leader in most of its entirety. And you probably can't see the diameter too well, but that is the end that's going to be attached to my fly line. That's the 50 pound, and I have that attached to the 30 pound. And I have my loop on the end, my 15 pound, and if I'm working with 15 pound, I just use it as such. For the base of your leader, you're going to need 50 pound monofilament and 30 pound monofilament line. For the top part of your leader, I like to use 15 pound monofilament. And we'll talk about other monofilament later on in the video. So I will use 50 pound, 30 pound, and 15 pound monofilament line for my leader. You're fishing into any kind of big crazy science you want, but I keep things simple. I like a long leader. I like a 12 to 15 foot long leader. So the thicker end to my fly line, I like to use 6 to 7 feet of the 50 pound. And I attach that to 4 to 5 feet of the 30 pound. And to that I loop, and I will use 3 to 4 feet of 15 pound. A quick formula, whatever you want to make it, whatever your butt section is. Like if I'm working with a 6 foot butt section, you multiply 1 by 6, and that is just 6. So you want to multiply 2/3 by 6, and what do you get? You get 4. And of course your end of your leader is going to be less than 4. So I'm going to talk about, this is an actual leader that I've been using, and exactly how I do it. You can see I only use floating line. So that floating line is my nail knot, and I put a bead of aqua seal over that. And this leader is actually shorter. This is an 8 foot system. So I have approximately 5 feet, 4 to 5 feet of 50 pound monofilament line running. And to that, I have my uni knot to my 30 pound line, and I have approximately 3 feet of 30 pound monofilament, and that's what most people use, an 8 foot long leader. To the end of that, I have my perfection loop. To the perfection loop on my 15 pound. And again, that 15 pound line is the only thing I'm changing, and that could be a different material or brand than what you use on your butt section of your leader. Don't make this a science, it's more of an art to me, but most of you guys I know like to work with 8 foot leaders. So in that case, what I would do if I wanted an 8 foot long saltwater fly fishing leader, using this system, using 50-30 pound mono, I would start at the butt, and I would use approximately 4 feet of line. And to that, I would do approximately 2 to 3 feet of line. And then to the end of that, I would run 2 feet of 15 pound monofilament line. And you'll have an 8 foot long leader. That'll turn nicely. Key thing with the whole leader system is you just want to go 2/3 on your 50-30 pound. So you want to use 2/3 the length of your butt section of that leader. So here's my leader, my saltwater fly fishing leader. I hope it's clear. But to my fly line, as I have here, I like to nail knot mine. I like to put a bead of aqua seal over that. You can connect whatever you want, but I use a nail knot. You can use a loop-to-loop system. To my 50 pound, running into my 30 pound, I like to use a uni knot. You can use any connected knot you want, blood knot, anything you want, but I use a uni knot to connect the two. And to that, I will finish with a perfection loop on the end and another perfection loop on my 15 pound end of my leader. So here's my leader, and my fly line is attached to the butt end. I use that loop, and every time I go fishing, I will take 3 to 4 feet, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. I tend to like to keep that part of my leader longer because I'm always cutting flies. And that is just a simple loop to loop connection. So you want to do your perfection loop, and you can just simply, every time I go out, and I'll change it once or twice. And I'm going to be changing a lot of flies. I'll keep it long and just deal with the fly line, kind of being oblong and obtuse as I change my flies. When I find a working fly, then I'll clip it down so my cast is more smooth. But these are things you learn to deal with, and that is the leader system. If I need a lighter monofilament line, I will surgeon knot on, say, a 12 pound or an 8 pound right onto that 15, and you have your lighter leader. Thanks for watching. Just remember, 2/3, 50 pound, 30 pound, 15 pound, and you're good to go.